Grand Risings, beautiful souls, TGIM, thank gods it's Mondays. Monday. Mondays are ruled by the moon. The moon represents our emotions, our emotional body. So if you're feeling a little more emotional on Mondays, or if you do, that could be why. And remembering that our emotions are messengers. Messages from our higher self, from our spirit, of where we're, a direction or a compass pointing us in the right direction of where we have work to do, or something that we're needing to bring our awareness to, or focus and attention. So today, TGIM Live, accepting your inner demons. I seen a meme last week, and it said, I talk a lot of shit because I can back it up by the work I do on myself. And that just, I don't know, that stood out. And I want to share that with you guys, because I don't want you to feel ever like I'm this, don't put me on a pedestal like I'm this imperfect or perfect human. In fact, I am imperfect, and I embrace my flaws and my shortcomings or my less than desirable qualities. I embrace them and I love them wholeheartedly. So Grand Rising, beautiful souls, again, TGIM, grateful to be back for another episode on the Journey to Inner Self series. Today's episode is accepting your inner demons, or your shadow self, okay? And so how is everybody doing? Thank you so much for being here live or watching the replay. Instagram here. Hi guys. YouTube there. Hello. I'm Amy. I'm a certified life, health, and wellness coach, certified empowered well-being coach, and intuitive energy healer and subconscious practitioner. I partner with people who are stuck and don't know where to start, helping them gain clarity and purpose, and reframing their challenges, releasing obstacles, and empowering you or them to step into their untapped potential so that you can thrive in this life, not just survive. And if you or anybody you know who might be interested in choosing themselves like never before, send them to my link in the bio right now. I have 2 very affordable opportunities starting in January, so ask me about those. One of them is called Choosing Yourself. So accepting your inner demons. You often hear me talk about loving your shadow self, accepting your shadow self, doing shadow work. And what does this really mean? So we all have idiosyncrasies or less than desirable qualities, or the parts of us that we've deemed unlovable somewhere in ourselves along the journey, okay? Our shadow self stems from our inner darkness, the wounds that we've experienced, the limiting beliefs that have been projected onto us by previous generations. And just adverse experiences, heartache, loss, grief, trauma, triggers. And triggers don't have to be earth-shattering. Like our behaviors from triggers don't have to be earth-shattering and like setting us off to Mach 10. There's lots of times where people bypass their little triggers, and that, they don't even notice, or they're completely unaware. And that's okay. That happens. It's all part of the journey. No judgment. So shadow self is, and our light self is kind of like that little angel and devil combo on the shoulders that we've traditionally seen in cartoons or movies. Shadow behaviors can look like over excess of anything, whether that's healthy things or not. Even the things that are deemed healthy and make you feel good. Over excess can be a shadow response, and it's most likely stemming from not being worthy or not enough, that you have to just keep doing. Okay. Other shadow behaviors are avoidance, repression, denial. And this is when we bury painful thoughts or emotions or feelings. And this can sound like, if I don't talk about it, it doesn't exist. Ooh, I've been there. And I actually even notice myself sometimes doing it. Like there's a tendency when I do it, and then it's like I have to reframe that. Am I avoiding it, or am I giving myself space to feel my feelings? Opening up that conversation with yourself. Analysis paralysis. This is avoiding our feelings by overthinking and overanalyzing everything that we do. Side note, I've done this too. Where I'm constantly analyzing everything that I do. So much it kept myself isolated from embracing life and experiences because I was already overthinking or overanalyzing the what if or of the future without even like embarking on the experience myself. And that stems from fear too. So again, no judgment. Projection or externalization, blaming the outside world for your experience. Like, you made me feel this way, you do this to me, and they make me feel this way, or they made me feel this way. We blaming the outside world for our experience. And oh wow, as a young teenager coming into the world, as a young adult, that was something that was really big. I projected all my insecurities, all my fears, hurts. I projected it on other people. I became a wild drinker and partier, and I abused it, and I abused myself by projecting and blaming the outside world. And if you hear, lots of people, they do talk like that. Like, you made me feel this way. Again, no judgment. It's all part of the learning experience. Okay. Where are we? 4, 5. Disassociation or shutting down. And this is when we separate ourselves from our painful thoughts and feels. Okay. Where we don't even feel like we're in the moment. Derealization or depersonalization. Like, these are all kind of under that same umbrella, but it's where we literally separate ourselves from reality or from the present moment, and we like kind of have that out of body experience a little bit. Okie dokie. Addictive behaviors or substance abuse, the tendency to numb out with food, drugs, or alcohol to avoid the uncomfortable feelings. Again, no judgment. Especially when we have food companies and governments with food policies that, set up companies to make highly addictive processed foods that have us wanting to come back for more. Scientists have crafted a perfect way to combine fats, oils, and sugar in a way that it becomes actually highly addictive and plays on the pleasure chemical in our brain. So it becomes pleasurable to avoid uncomfortable feelings by numbing out with food, drugs, or alcohol. Again, no judgment. It's about awareness so that you could, in a non-judgmental frame, be like, oh, look at what I'm doing again. I wonder what that underlying reason is. And then not punishing yourself for it, for, numbing out or avoiding or using, other people or food or whatever to numb out. Okay. Like, it's just about not judging yourself for that. So lastly, and these are just a couple examples, but lastly, the shadow behavior I want to share today is fawning or people pleasing, being hyper vigilant to the needs of others or the external world. And so that's where you are putting yourself at the bottom of your to-do list and, yeah, again, externalizing everything. really wanting really wanting to please people, to avoid feeling uncomfortable feelings for yourself. Okay, again, if you do any of these things, no judgment. Allow yourself that space of curiosity to just build awareness around what it is that you're doing. Most often, people around you will try and judge you for those tendencies or whatever, or make you feel bad for them. And again, that's not like, that's on you, right? You accept, you put on yourself how others make you feel. That's up to you. You don't have to accept other people's projection as your truth. Okay? Because truthfully, most people have a tendency to do these things on some level. And there's more so at different times throughout lives, and no judgment. This is just being a witness to your human experience and not being a perfectionist. So sorry, not sorry to break your bubble. Perfectionism is an illusion, which will always have you feeling in lack until or unless you radically accept the present moment as it is. Accept yourself as you are. The good, the bad, the fugly. And that if it's becoming over excess and really harmful to yourself and detrimental to yourself and others and loved ones, that you're going to make the necessary steps you need to help you, to choose you like never before. So building self-awareness allows you to accept, where you are in your journey, and that living mindfully allows you to live life fully awake, fully alive, fully aware, and on purpose. The good, the basic, the heartache, the hardships, and the fugly. And continuing to practice that radical self-acceptance, and acceptance of your lived experiences, you begin to realize how much life you weren't actually living. So what does accepting and loving your shadow self look like? Not punishing or overly criticizing yourself for less than desirable actions, letting go of self-hatred, shame, guilt, and using those feelings as a way to make necessary changes if need be in your life, and in your environment, whichever, or you accept yourself as an imperfectly flawed human. We all make mistakes. We all do things from time to time. We're human. Humans are fallible. So are you going to stay stuck there and punish yourself because that's what we've been taught and conditioned to do in the world? Or are we going to, allow ourselves to let it go and accept our shadow self, or make the necessary changes needed, depending what it is? And so this can sound like, I will not shame, ridicule, or belittle myself for my experiences, my mistakes, or my fuck-ups. In fact, despite the world glorifying self-hatred and spiritual bypassing, I will fully acknowledge, accept, and learn to love these parts of myself, guilt-free, shame-free, no matter how it looks like to others. Practice makes progress. You must go in steps. If you currently hate yourself and are constantly beating yourself up, you got to understand this. It takes time, and it does take it, and you have to take it in steps. You don't get to a place of fully loving and accepting your shadow self overnight. And it's certainly not linear. Side note, this is part of the reason why I struggled to find the right system and the right accountability for myself and the right support for myself years ago, at a really hard time in my life, which I shared last week, because of the judgment and the shame that's projected, that as if we have to be perfect. So this journey or this season is all the more reason to love and accept your human self. One day you will wake up and you will realize you will notice yourself choosing your words more as you speak, feeling more at ease in the body, feeling in alignment with your future dreams, and not worrying about how others see you, but how you impact others. And that's what I help my clients do, and that's what I do for myself. That's the embodiment. Again, from the video my live that I shared last Thursday, I shared embodiment. And it's so crucial, right? To learn to love and accept shadow self while simultaneously working towards a more aligned version of themselves in the areas that are ready and wanting to be worked on. So if that sounds like you, please visit the link in the bio. Sending you guys so much love. I'm a Leo, so I'm constantly playing with my hair. It's not happy today. That's okay. Oh, and that rock bottom, when you continue to do this, your rock bottom levels up. My cat scared me. Yeah, your rock bottom levels up. What was my rock? No. Kitty. Silly. Okay. What my rock bottom was 5 years ago is nowhere near to what my rock bottom is nowadays. However, it's noticing when I'm starting to, like, those tendencies are starting to creep in, those shadow tendencies are starting to creep in. It allows me to build that self-awareness of, what's going on here? What's contributing to this? So again, no judgment, curiosity, and allowing yourself to be human and embrace and love your human self, because everybody shits and not all shits smell pretty. So enjoy it, all parts of self. So thank you for joining live or watching the replay. I want to thank Ichi Manu, Great Spirit, for the earth we walk on, the air we breathe, the fire to fuel our souls, and the water to cleanse us, mind, bodies, and spirits. Thank you so much for being here again. Peace on your week ahead. Blessings.